the contents. Contents of the histology, various contents are. But we are not discussing here the general histology. We are not discussing. Only systemic histology. So you have to write all systems. So you have to understand various systems. In each system, what are the various slides? Suppose digestive system is there. In the digestive system, what slides you will read? Esophagus, then stomach, then duodenum, jejunum, ileum, and then large intestine, and also small intestine, large intestine, and also the appendix, and the gallbladder, liver, pancreas. Like that, in digestive system, several slides are there. For each system, one of you come forward and write. Right? Keep the book there and write each system. So first we will heading. First name of the system. System. So distance between one system and other. And these distance you have to write various slides. So keep here one system, then here one system, then here one system like this here, and here also system like this. Here. Later, you have to write each system. What are the slides you have to study? First system, one by one. Gastrointestinal system it is. Gastrointestinal are also called digestive system. Gastrointestinal system also called digestive system. In the digestive system, what are the slides? You write various slides of the digestive system from the beginning. So, digestive system is a typical system. There are 4 layers in the digestive system. In all digestive system slides, there are 4 layers. 4 layers. What are those 4 layers? Mucosa, submucosa, muscular system, and serosa. These typical 4 layers will be seen, but some differences are there in the various slides. So all 4 layers you have to identify. Like that, the digestive system is an ideal system to understand. After that, you can understand integumentary system, or you can understand urinary system, you can understand respiratory system, different system, comparing with digestive system. So by comparing digestive system, different systems you can understand. So all slides like that. Compare with a typical system, that is esophagus. A esophagus having typical slide for the various slides. In all the histology, compare with digestive system. That is esophagus. Now you write esophagus, stomach, small intestine, again small intestine divided into duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. So I will explain here. Here also you write. Here also. Very less space, keep very less space like this. Here also. Some other large intestine. After large intestine, liver, gallbladder, pancreas, So digestive system is a very large system and typical 4 layers. What are the typical 4 layers? Again, first one is the mucosa. Again, mucosa consists of several sublayers. What are the sublayers in the mucosa? Epithelium, lamina propria, and muscularis mucosa. But also this is all together mucosa. Mucosa, then submucosa. Submucosa is made up of connective tissue and blood vessels and nerves and lymphatic organs. But it's not muscularis external. Muscularis external in the digestive system consists of inner circular layer, outer longitudinal layer. Outer longitudinal layer, inner circular layer, outer longitudinal layer. Outermost is the serosa or adventitia. What is serosa? Serosa is nothing but peritoneum. If peritoneum is absent, then you will see the adventitia, either serosa or adventitia. So all histology slides of the digestive system consist of these typical 4 layers. Now she wrote all the liver, appendix, gallbladder, pancreas. Next, respiratory system. She wrote respiratory system. That is why I am explaining the respiratory system. One by one. In the respiratory system, what are the slides? What are the slides? Epiglottis and also trachea and lung. Trachea, lung and epiglottis. There are 3 slides in respiratory system. Only 3 slides. One is epiglottis. It is a cartilage. Highlight. It is cartilage. Which type of cartilage it is? Hyaline cartilage. Elastic cartilage or hyaline cartilage. Epiglottis. Either it is elastic cartilage. Epiglottis is elastic cartilage, not the hyaline cartilage. Elastic. Then after that, trachea and ecep. Trachea consists of which type of cartilage? Hyaline cartilage. Hyaline cartilage. So, trachea and also lung. Lung also consists of both bronchus and alveoli. Alveoli is lined by epithelium. What is epithelium? Simple squamous. But you are all feeling, some students feeling very much bored. There is explained some theoretical aspects. We are unable to concentrate. Like that you are thinking, I know what is your mind. By seeing your face now, I can understand whether you are feeling interest or feeling something discomfort. So one by one, you please concentrate. Come here and see. Come here and see. You are not interested in listening. You are feeling difficult in listening. I understood that. You are feeling difficult. What I am telling you are understanding or not? What the system is writing? This is the respiratory system. The respiratory system, what are the slides we are discussing? Respiratory system is what consists of lungs, trachea and also epiglottis. The larynx consists of different cartilages, in which one of the cartilage is epiglottis. So epiglottis will discuss. Understand what is respiratory system? Then after that what is writing? Urinary system. The urinary system also what is there? Kidney, ureter, urinary bladder. You have to understand the kidney, ureter and urinary system. All 3 are the slides of urinary system. So no other slide is there in the urinary system. But in the urinary system there is a special epithelium. What is that epithelium? Anybody in the class? What is the epithelium? Special epithelium is there in the urinary system. Very good. Transitional epithelium is there. Transitional epithelium is present in urinary system. In ureter as well as urinary bladder also. Even some part of urethra also, prostatic urethra also consists of this transitional epithelium. What is transitional epithelium? It is having transition between multiple layer and single layer. It is not a simple single layer. It is not a multiple layer. It is a transition between single and stratified. Single and many layers. So it is transition. How it is? Whenever urine filled, it becomes enlarged and becomes single layer. Whenever it is contracted, there is no urine. Whenever it is contracted, it becomes multiple. So in the urinary system, transitional epithelium is there. The transitional epithelium consists. Sometimes it shows single layer, sometimes it shows multiple layer. That is why it is called transitional epithelium. It is also called urothelium. Urothelium is the main feature of the urinary system. Next, it is writing what? Cardiovascular system. In the cardiovascular system, what we have to identify? What are the identified various slides? One is heart. Heart. Along with the heart, you write along with the heart. Cardiac muscle, smooth muscle, and skeletal muscle. All three you write. Cardiac muscle, skeletal muscle, and smooth muscle. Then after artery, large artery and medium sized artery. Large vein, medium sized vein. These are the 4 slides, 4 or 5 slides in the cardiovascular system. So you try to identify all these slides. You try to identify. Now, muscle is cardiac muscle, smooth muscle, and skeletal muscle. There are 3 types of muscle. Cardiac muscle is involuntary. Smooth muscle is also involuntary. But skeletal muscle is voluntary. So some special features are there for the skeletal muscle. The cardiac muscle, intercalated discs are there. What are intercalated discs? Between 2 cells, there is a joining, there is a communication. That is called intercalated disc. There is a there is a connection between the two cells. That is called intercalated disc in the cardiac muscle. So cardiac muscle, smooth muscle is also involved. If you want to move smooth muscle, you cannot move. In the digestive system, smooth muscle is there. If you want to move, you cannot move. That is why it is involuntary. Voluntary means you are moving your tongue. So you are moving your tongue, you are moving your hand, so that it is skeletal movement. The skeletal muscle consists of that peripherally placed nucleus, multiple nuclei are there in each cell. Like that, the cell is nuclei is striations are there. These are all the features of skeletal movement. Like that, only one or two features I am explaining, not all features. Understanding or not? Any difficulty you feel, no? Just you tell me and so that. Then this is the cardiovascular system. Then next what system you want to reproductive system. The reproductive system will divide into two reproductive systems. One is male reproductive system, other one is the female reproductive system. The female reproductive system, the male reproductive system, testis, epidermis, vas deferens. Testis, epidermis and vas deferens are prostate also. Right prostate, good, very good. Like that, voluntarily you have to answer. Prostate is also there. Okay, any slide I missed, no, you tell that. So, the female reproductive system, what will be there? The female reproductive system, mammary gland are there, mammary glands are there, and also uterus are there, fallopian tube is there, and also active mammary gland, inactive mammary gland, and uterus, fallopian tube, ovary. Ovary is there, ovary, uterus, fallopian tube, and mammary gland. Some more are also there. And also placenta. Placenta is there, and also not only placenta, from placenta one food will come. What is that?
Umbilical cord.
Umbilical, yes. Placenta and umbilical cord are parts of the female reproductive. So mammary gland, and also ovary, fallopian tube, uterus, and also placenta, and also the umbilical. Female reproductive system. Vagina slide is not there. Vagina slide is not there. Placenta, umbilical cord, and these are the steps. Next, male reproductive system also is separated. Testis, epidermis, vas deferens, prostate. You write prostate also. So all these are the present in the male reproductive system. Next, what is the next? CNS. The CNS, what will be there? Spinal cord, cerebrum, cerebellum, dorsal root ganglion, sympathetic ganglion, and nerve fiber. So spinal cord, nerve fiber, cerebrum, cerebellum, and also spinal cord, dorsal root ganglion, or spinal ganglion, also called spinal ganglion, and also sympathetic ganglion. So two ganglions are. One is dorsal root ganglion, also called spinal ganglion, and also sympathetic ganglion. Two ganglions. Nobody is asking. In the last class, what we discussed? General histology. The general histology, some slides we missed. What are those slides? What are those? Suppose epithelium is there. Four basic tissues: epithelium also, simple squamous epithelium, simple cuboidal epithelium, simple columnar epithelium, stratified epithelium, stratified squamous, stratified cuboidal, stratified columnar, and also transitional epithelium. We did not discuss in general histology. So now we have to discuss along with the systemic histology. So now, endocrine system. The endocrine system, what will be there? Hypophysis cerebri, also called pituitary gland, and also thyroid gland, and also adrenal gland or suprarenal gland, pituitary, Thyroid gland, pineal gland usually it will not be discussed. Pineal gland slide is not there. Thyroid, so only 3 slides in endocrine system.
ग्रुप में बैठे
Pituitary, thyroid and suprarenal. Parathyroid is also on the posterior side of the thyroid.
Thyroid is
there.
thyroid.
Posterior side of the thyroid gland. That will be there. But no special slide, no special slide to the parathyroid. Only one thing you have to write: parathyroid secretes parathormone. It helps in the calcium metabolism. Like that, only 1-2 words are sufficient for parathyroid. Thyroid only. Nervous tissue. What are the nervous tissue? It already is central nervous system. This is sufficient. Now you write here only nerve fiber. Only nerve fiber is there. Here nerve fiber. No need of separate nervous system. Central nervous system together peripheral all will one area. Nerve fiber. Next you arrange this nervous tissue, you arrange this, and you write some more. Integumentary system. What is integumentary system? What is integumentary system? Skin. Skin consists of 2 slides. Thick skin and thin skin. Integumentary system means it is skin. Skin or 2 slides. Thin skin and thick skin. Like that. So next one is thin skin and thick skin. Then one more system. Salivary glands. In the digestive system, it will be included in the digestive system. But we missed that. Salivary glands. What are the 3 salivary glands? Serous, mucus, and mixed. We add in the digestive system. Here only you write this salivary glands. So you'll miss sometimes. Salivary glands. Retina, cornea. Retina. That is special senses. Optic nerve, retina, and
कार्निया
3. One is mucus, serous, and mixed. Mucus, serous, and mixed. Then the special senses. Special senses. What are these special senses? One is the eye and ear. Tongue also. Tongue also come under special. Tongue will be kept in digestive system as well as special senses. Taste sensation will carry and sensation of special senses. Tongue and also optic nerve, retina, optic nerve, retina, Now, if you go through that museum, whatever slide you ask, I will try to explain. Without any slide, I will explain that slide. To all slides at a time I cannot explain. That is why I am not explaining. So optic nerve, retina, and cornea. What is cornea? What is retina? You know already. I think you know. What is the eyeball structure? The eyeball anteriorly, cornea is there. The posteriorly, there are 3 layers: sclera, choroid, and retina. There are 3 layers. Vitreous humor. Liquid is there. The vitreous humor and aqueous humor is also there. So you try to remember that eyeball and eyeball structure and various layers in that. There are 3 layers. Understand that? There are 3 layers in the eyeball. The ear, there is no slide. Only that cartilage. That is ear pinna and cartilage. That ear pinna is from cartilage. What is that cartilage? Elastic cartilage. So ear pinna, but slide may not be there. Right? Ear pinna, which is elastic cartilage. Why elastic cartilage? If you pull like this, right, it will come again to the normal. So here pinna include in elastic cartilage. Elastic means it will come, pull it will come and again it will go to the normal. That is elastic cartilage. Right? Here, what others? What any other system will forget? Spleen thymus, lymphatic system. The right lymphatic system. Spleen thymus, tonsil. Spleen thymus, tonsil. Lymph node. Lymph node also. Lymph node, spleen, thymus. So entire histology now you are discussing. All the systemic histology. One by one. Any other system in this? Palatine tonsil. Tonsil. That spleen, node, thymus, tonsil. So these are the slides only. How many days it will take to read? Each slide only 3 points, 3-4 points. How many days it required to read? Only 3-4 days. You can complete all this histology within 3-4 days. You are failing in this means you are not even reading 3 days also. In 3 days also you are not reading. That is why you are failing in the exam. Bone also. Bone is a general histology. It is not now. This is systemic histology. Bone is a general histology. Bone is not here. Any other system I missed? Any other system I missed? Then I will explain. Okay, all of you got it? All of you understand what is the slide? Now I will. I am erasing all this. You also write in your observation notebooks. Keep gap and observation notebook. You also write the same. That what is the heading? Histology slides. Histology slides. Then you keep one by one all the systems in each system. What are the slides? Now you write all of you. Write in observation notebook. All of you write in the observation notebook various systems and slides included in that. Write all of you. Otherwise, erase. Then you will feel difficult. I will erase this so that you will feel it. If you have time, you write that. I will give 5 minutes to you so that you can write all of it. If you don't want, otherwise, then I will erase. You have to write for each slide, not 3 identification points you have to write. If you keep a gap between each slide, you can write 3 identification points for each slide. So, okay, no? Okay, shall I arrange this? Shall I arrange this? Right. So, why I am asking you now? There is simple squamous epithelium already. This is basement membrane. This is basement membrane. This is the tissue. This is the epithelium. This epithelium, what is the shape of the nucleus here? The shape of the nucleus is squamous. That means flat. Flat nucleus. I am asking you one question. Why the nucleus is in blue color? Because hematoxylin it is attracting. Why it is attracting hematoxylin? Because inside the nucleus, DNA and RNA is there. Deoxyribonucleic acids. So acids, whenever staining process, acids attract base. Base, hematoxylin. So hematoxylin is in blue color. That is why nucleus always in blue color. So here basement membrane, this is the cell membrane, this is the nucleus. This squamous, simple squamous epithelium. What are the examples for simple squamous epithelium? Alveoli, alveoli of the lung. Alveoli of the lung. And also endothelium, endothelium of the artery, artery or vein. either in the artery or in the vein or capillary. So capillary you write, capillary. Then one more, endothelium and mesothelium. Mesothelium, that is peritoneum, mesothelium. Peritoneum consists of simple squamous epithelium. So that is simple squamous. Then simple cuboidal epithelium. It is like this, and length and breadth of the cell is same. This epithelium in alveoli, but this epithelium in where it is? The thyroid gland. Best example is thyroid gland. Suppose this is the thyroid gland. This is the thyroid gland. This is thyroid follicle. These thyroid follicles consist of, this is the cuboidal epithelium. I explained you many times, this thyroid consists of cuboidal epithelium. So these are the various epithelium, and cuboidal epithelium and nucleus is like this. One more thing I am describing you. This is the cuboidal epithelium in thyroid follicle. This is the thyroid follicle. T3, T4 is there. That is colloid. Colloid consists of T3 and T4 and TSH. So this is colloid and consists of cuboidal epithelium. So I explain squamous and a cuboidal. Here one thing I am telling, there is a clinical aspect related to thyroid. Hyperthyroidism, hypothyroidism and normal thyroid. Normal thyroid is like this, cuboidal epithelium. If it is hyperthyroidism, it will be like this. The length and breadth will not be same. In the hyperthyroidism, the epithelium is like this. And here, if it is long oval nucleus will be there. This is colloid. Consists of T3, T4 and TSH. So, but hyperthyroidism, more secretions, more function. That is, whenever more function is there, it is converted into calmaric. Whenever average function, it is cuboidal epithelium, normal. And hypothyroidism, another is there, that is hypothyroidism. It becomes, in the hypothyroidism, it becomes squamous. The cells become follicular cells become squamous. So like this. When it becomes squamous, in the hypothyroidism, it becomes less and squamous. So in the hypothyroidism, the shape of the cell is squamous. So secretions are less. So function is less in the simple squamous epithelium. The simple squamous epithelium function is less. But in the cuboidal epithelium, function is normal. The columnar epithelium, the function is more. In the digestive system, all epithelium, almost all slides having columnar epithelium. Why? Because in the digestive system, more function is there. They have to observe, they have to secrete so many things. That is why in the columnar epithelium, wherever in the gallbladder, columnar epithelium is there. The digestive system, many slides are columnar epithelium. Why? More function is there. So only simple function and not much function, squamous. Average function, cuboid. Normal thyroid. More function, hyperthyroidism. Less function, hypothyroidism. It becomes squamous. So whenever I am explaining the epithelium, I am explaining all of this. Now I want to explain you the stratified epithelium. Simple epithelium already discussed. These three are simple already three. Then stratified. Stratified means multiple layers. Where it is present multiple layers, stratified epithelium divided into two. What is keratinized, non-keratinized? Stratified squamous, keratinized, stratified squamous, non-keratinized. Keratinized epithelium is present in skin, non-keratinized epithelium is present in esophagus. So, esophagus, non-keratinized epithelium, stratified squamous, non-keratinized epithelium. Wherever stratified squamous, the epithelium will be there like this, waviness is there. So, waviness because of the stratified squamous. There are 5 cell layer will be there from here to here. So 5 cell layer is there, superficial is squamous. That is why stratified squamous non-keratinized epithelium is present in the esophagus. So if it is stratified and keratinized, skin is there. Skin having thick skin and thin skin. So you have to understand the thick skin and thin skin. The epithelium is also static, but it is keratinized. Above that, keratin is there. That dead substance, keratin is there. Whenever psoriasis will be there, in the psoriasis, the nuclei is present in superficial cells also. The nuclei, that is why psoriasis is also one kind of clinical aspects related to skin. So you try to understand this. Then after stratified epithelium, transitional epithelium. I already discussed transitional epithelium, where it is present in urinary system, in the urinary system. Also, that transitional epithelium means it is also called urothelium. Whenever it is filled with urine, it becomes enlarged and single layer. Whenever it is contracted, it becomes multiple layer. So the urothelium or in the transitional epithelium is a transition between multiple layer and single layer. So it is present in the ureter, urinary bladder, and prostatic urethra. So these things you have to, for every slide, we have to tell example where it is there. For this epithelium where and which organ it is there, like that you have to answer. The viva, suppose trachea didn't start. The trachea, there is cartilage and I will start trachea discussion. I can ask entire histology related to each other. All histology, all 60 slides I can ask by starting with one slide. So if they want to fail now, anywhere they can fail. If you want, there will be a deep discussion, they can ask any big questions also, which you cannot answer. Once if they want to fail now, they can fail anywhere. So like that is why, with respect, teachers, you request them any problem with them in examination. If you want, if suppose one discussion slide you got, suppose you cannot answer them. Tell them this is not properly state or something you request teachers, and ask them, take another slide. And if you can answer that slide. So in such a way, intelligently behave in the examination hall and you try to read this. Now you all of you go there and see all slides. I too will come there, and if you have any doubt, you will discuss. Go on, now go and say. Now go.